Welcome to Clutch Runners. My name is Carson.
And I'm Brayton.
This is your future home of all things racing. For right now, we're starting with dirt track racing, specifically high limit sprint car series. There's been 4 races. Been a pretty interesting season already.
Yeah.
Brad Sweet leading the series with 285. Tyler Courtney with 240.
And Brad Sweet just on top, just dominating like usual. Last year's champion, I'm pretty sure he won World Outlaws 6 times in a row.
Yeah, so he's always a scary driver to be going against.
For sure.
I bet.
Yeah.
First night, Las Vegas, March 13th, was rained out. March 14th, they tried to reschedule, rained out again. They're finally able to race March 15th, and a lot of interesting things happened that night. You want to start us off with the 8 races?
Yeah, we'll start off with the T1 here. Rico Abreu got the pole, won it from the pole, just had a good car. He had a fast car in qualifying, the hot laps, everything. Jump into Heat 2 here, Austin McCarl, same thing, just starts from the pole and just dominates that heat. And same with Heat 3, Tyler Sunshine Courtney, starting from the pole, just dominating. And Heat 4 is when it gets interesting here. This guy didn't win from the pole, Brad Sweet, and Brian Brown, he started second and just passed your points leader, Brad Sweet, and gets the win in the 4th heat there.
That's right. And then Dash, Darren Pittman, he started second. He looked pretty dominant that night. Second to first. Corey Day went from third to second, and then Austin McCarl started pole, but went all the way back to third. But there's quite a bit happened in this dash. Aaron Rutzel, somehow a dirt clod or a rock went through. I don't know if he had a rock screen up on his car or not, but if he did, it came up through the rock screen, through his visor, and took him out. A pretty bad injury. He had to go get stitches. He had bloody eyes. I think he had bruised eyes, actually. And so it took him out that night. So sad day for Aaron Rutzel.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like him, surprisingly.
Yeah.
About his past.
I actually like him. I like the mullet. I think it's awesome. And
might be because we're Texas boys.
Yeah.
And he's from Texas.
Well,
so
and we'll get to it soon, but
a little biased for him.
Yeah.
But the A feature, man, this was supposed to be a 30-lap race. They raced 30 laps, but they ended up being out there, I think, over 65 laps. And that caused some issues towards the end.
It's a long one.
Yeah. Overall, Corey Day ended up winning it.
Yeah, young star in the making, I think.
Young star. He's not full-time for high limit since he's doing the truck series.
Yeah.
But we'll see what he can do in that truck series. Interesting. I'm looking forward to see how we can do that.
Yeah.
Darren Pittman, man, he was dominant.
Yeah.
He's all over. He dusted everybody almost. But sadly, not everything's a perfect night. Fuel issues since, like I said before, 30 laps, went all the way up to 65 to almost 70 laps. 5 laps to go, he started having fuel issues, started falling behind.
Yeah.
And he never recovered after that. They actually called a red flag so everyone else could refuel since everyone was having pit issues or gas issues. And so there's some controversy behind that. Some people were saying it's not fair to Darren Pittman. They're looking out for Brad Sweet, Kyle Larson. Post race, we don't have no opinion on it for right now. But we'll see how the rest of the season goes. But yeah, what do you think about Day battling Larson, Abreu throughout the race?
We said it earlier, man. He's just great driver.
Yeah.
I think he's 19 or so. And
yeah.
Just a young star in the making. He's battling Larson and Abreu, just taking command.
Yeah, he's
driving through that long race. And
even in Dirt Series 2, if you haven't watched it on Flow, a lot of the drivers say he's the next big thing to watch, kind of like Larson was. So, of course, Corey Day, we're going to be talking about him a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, Day took it from Larson and Abreu on the final laps, and Brad Sweet was the big mover. Started 11th and ended up all the way to 3rd, surprisingly, in that bad race. In my opinion, it was bad track, bad race. But we do want them to go back to Las Vegas. It's always a cool track to see. So we'll see. Hopefully Las Vegas can till up that track and
Do
get some of those
something.
rocks out because it was tearing up a lot of wheels out there.
Yeah.
And
Tearing up
Tanner
faces.
Holmes was actually one of the ones I was looking forward to watch there, and he had some tire trouble that night. And what do you think about Justin Peck?
The guy was moving, dude.
Yeah, he
He
actually
was moving.
he actually didn't make the A feature. He had to take a provisional to make it, and started 22nd, moved all the way up to 7th. But
unreal.
Yeah, other than that,
Yeah.
other than the rocks issue, the fuel issue for Darren Pittman, and then the red flag for the rest of the people.
Rain.
The rain, yeah, quite a bit drama at Las Vegas. I know.
Yeah.
It is. We sat there with the phones pulled up, ready to watch, and nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
But then we moved to Tulare, and this was actually a pretty interesting start. What do you think?
It was a good day.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this whole event, really. Aaron Retzel coming back from getting his face blown off from that rock. And,
bruised eyes. Can you believe that he just hopped back in the car? And,
unreal.
Not just hopped back in the car, set the quick time in qualifying for 13.194.
It's unreal.
It's crazy. And then Larson, no bruised eyes, got out there. He was shaking hot laps. He was bouncing all over the place. He had a good first lap, 13.249. Second for the quick time and everything. But he almost flipped it on his second lap. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that coming off turn 2.
Yeah, floored it too much, and it would have been pretty interesting to see Larson flip on his own in qualifying.
Yeah.
You don't see him in wrecks very often, and to wreck on his own would have been something different to see.
Yeah.
And heat races again. You want to talk about those?
Yeah, heat 1. Same thing as the other heats, Guy wins from the pole. Brad Sweet, first heat, he won from the pole. Heat 2, Cy Lynch, he started second. He's a Race Rooting Rookie of the Year Foundation driver, going for that award. And
Cy Lynch actually looked pretty good that night.
Yeah.
I don't think he fell off during the feature, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the rookie can do.
Yeah, and Heat 3, the biggest show, my man, Casey Kane. He wins it. He started 5th, went to 1st. He just sliced through that field like he was in different gear, man. Just was getting it done. And Scalzi, Dominic Scalzi started the pole, and he actually went all the way down to 7th.
Yeah, I don't know if he was having car trouble or if he was just fighting that car too much around Tulare.
Yeah.
But he's usually pretty dominant, and a heat race just wasn't his.
Yeah.
But
it's Casey Kane's, man.
Yeah. And Heat 4, Tyler Courtney wins it all. He started from pole, and then Rico came up second. And then the dash, already rolled a 0.
That was awesome.
That was crazy to see. Rico Abreu, I'm pretty sure is a fan from the stands that rolled the 0 for him.
I can't remember.
So he got to start pole. Sweet started second, and those two battled almost the whole race. It seemed like.
Back and forth.
Yeah, Sweet ended up getting pole. I think for a few laps there. But then, of course, you see Young Money.
Yeah, Young Money. Kyle Larson, in trouble from the beginning, just before the race started. He's supposed to start 3rd, but guy was late to the track, just counting his money, I guess.
He was back there in the trailer, too busy.
I don't know.
He started at actually 8th, moved up 2 positions, passing Lynch and Rutzel. I don't know. Lynch looked fast in the heat. Rutzel was quick time, of course, but in the dash, they just couldn't get up there.
Yeah, couldn't get it done there.
The A-main was a little chaotic.
Yeah.
The first few laps was a bit interesting.
Yeah, the opening lap.
Yeah. Justin Sanders, he ended up, I think someone hit the berm, got up into Sanders, and Sanders ended up flipping, landed on Jason Persley's nose wing, and they had to get a tow truck out there, lift up the backside. I think a few of them pulled off the front side, trying to do as little damage to the cars as possible. But it was a rough to see that. But I don't think any of those drivers finished that night.
No.
After that wreck.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah. But then they get to green flag. They got a little run, and then Colby Thornhill, his right front
Yeah.
just wanted to go
Boom.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
It just came right off
Yeah.
right before turns 3 and 4. So his right wheel comes off. He goes down to the left bottom side,
Yeah.
and then Justin Peck and Tanner Thorson actually got collected up into it, which is sad to see. Justin Peck very quick in Las Vegas. Thorson had a lot of damage. He limped the car into 21st. Heck made quick repairs, and he was actually able to salvage an 18th finish, which isn't bad with getting a wreck right at the beginning either. But once all the dust settled, Rico and Brad was able to race a tight duel up there.
Yeah.
But I'll let you say what happens towards the end of it.
Yeah. Young Money, Kyle Larson is coming out of nowhere, coming in the picture. He started 6th, got past those guys in the lead, and took the top spot and just kept going, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he lapped into the top 10.
Yeah, looked like he had a different engine in that vehicle.
Yeah.
It was Sweet and Rico were going back and forth around the turns, and then Larson sliced past him.
Yeah.
And then he was never seen again after that. Brad Sweet was trying to keep up with him, but I think Larson always kept a vehicle or two in between them. And top 10.
Unbelievable.
These aren't just normal local track drivers. These are some of the top drivers in the nation.
Yeah.
Up to the top 10. So anyone saying Larson can't drive,
you're wrong.
He probably lapped one of your favorite drivers out there that night.
Yeah, and in NASCAR too. This is a little later on. But
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But another impressive showing from Corey Day. Yet we're talking about him again.
Yeah.
Started 21st. He was struggling earlier that night. I don't know if he was having car trouble or if he was just fighting the car yet again. But he figured out in the A feature. Gained 17 positions, earning a 4th place finish, 21st to 4th. That is pretty impressive.
4th place, he didn't get lapped by Larson.
Yeah, he did not get passed by Larson, but 19-year-old.
Yeah.
And just the amount of skill this kid has already, and he's just now, I feel like just now getting started. There's a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
Which he's way better than most people out there, and he still has room for improvement. So that's saying something right there.
Yeah. Great driver.
But we're not really surprised about the podium.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's the same one from last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, except Rico and Brad.
Yeah,
swap
Rico and
spots
Sweet.
there.
But I didn't want to talk about Aaron Russell. I don't want to show too much favoritism since he's from Texas. But you just have to admit, taking a rock from Las Vegas, having stitches, bruised eyes, and he comes out. He actually finished 8th place in that feature. And I think most drivers, if they had that happen to them, they may not even been there for that race. So I think that was pretty impressive.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and we'll get to talking about Aaron Russell even more later tonight.
Yes,
so we'll see his name again.
Yeah.
But next we move to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, and I'm pretty sure this was actually a new layout. I think they got a new track, new layout, new dirt, something. But Austin McCardle, he looked very quick out here.
Yeah.
And 12:021 for the quick time.
It's fast, man.
That is very quick. That is a lot faster than I can run. You want to do the heat races?
Yeah, we got heat 1. Pretty much the same from all these races we talked about so far. Chase Randall,
another rookie.
Another rookie.
The quickest chicken.
Yeah, quickest chicken, man. He wins it from the pole. We got heat 2. The guy 3rd in points right now, Brent Marks, winning it from the pole as well. And heat 3, here comes another rookie here. Cy Lynch winning it from the pole. And this last heat, it's always heat 4. There's a little bit of But Tanner Holmes, he wins from 2nd. So
he's always fun to watch. He's not full time on the high limit thing, but he does have a YouTube channel, and it's interesting to see behind the scenes of everything he does. And him and Tarleton, they've looked very quick this season, and everyone's hoping for Tanner Holmes to get a full ride with Charlton, but
Yeah.
no news of that quite yet. We'll see if that ever happens, but I'm pretty sure the rest of the season, I think he's actually racing in Arizona for Tarleton for right now.
Awesome.
But I think for the rest of the season, he's in his personal car. He's looking for sponsors for that. So
We'll probably get some too.
yeah, he definitely he's been posting it on Facebook all of his new sponsors.
Yeah.
But we go to the dash. Not too much happened here. Brad Sweet started from pole, wins it. Casey Kane second, and he started second, finished second,
Yeah.
and both of those Casey Kane Racing.
Yeah.
They had a good night, didn't they?
1-2. Yes, they did. Yeah. The A main here. Speaking of Casey Kane Racing, they finished 1-2. Brad Sweet won it, of course.
Yeah. Brad Sweet and then Casey Kane 1-2 in the A main. I think Brad Sweet just pulled away at the start. Casey Kane followed him, and
yeah,
that was about it from the front of the field, at least. We get to Tyler Courtney, gained 16 spots.
Yeah.
That is
impressive drive from Sunshine.
That's why he's second in the points right now.
Yeah.
He finished sixth after starting 22nd. I think he had a rough night. I think he was actually in the B feature, starting 22nd. And so that's pretty impressive that he moved up that far.
Yeah.
And with Tyler Courtney is always a name to watch. He's always a good guy to watch. Opening lap, Pursley gets into Chase Randall, and Cy Lynch.
Yeah. Both the rookies.
Yeah. And Pursley's actually a rookie too, but I don't know if he's full-time. Is he full-time?
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Pursley, which he was a non-wing racer last year, dominated pretty well last year and moved up into high limit. And he's been having a rough start.
Yeah.
Not seeing too much from him. As we talked about earlier, Chase Randall and Cy Lynch were actually winning their heat races, and they were pretty quick that night. And so to get caught up in that wreck, it's a bad ordeal for those two. Unlucky night.
And half the field.
Yeah. About half the field had to go and get something fixed, even if it was just a simple front wing or Rico actually had some trouble and just never could get it back together. But Cy Lynch actually ended up flipping from that, and but he came back, and it was a pretty bad wreck.
Yeah, it was.
Nothing like crazy, but the amount of people that ended up dinging something, it was rough to see.
Yeah.
But Brent Marks battled Casey Kane, but couldn't get past him, finishing third.
Yeah.
Spencer Baston's steering broke, and he just
that was brutal.
That video is hard to watch. He just coming out of the turn and just straight into the wall. And so I don't know if his steering broke or if not sure what happened. I haven't heard much into that actually.
I haven't either,
but it's pretty scary to see him fly straight into that straightaway wall.
Yeah.
And I think he flipped once or twice.
Man,
I think it was just once.
Maybe once. I wouldn't be surprised if it was twice.
Yeah, it was another speed. He was getting into that wall.
Yeah.
But it ended his night because that car was destroyed. It did not look too good.
No.
But that was about it for Kern Raceway.
Yeah.
It was fun to see Casey Kane racing team.
Yeah.
1-2, Brad Sweet, Casey Kane.
Yeah.
Then we moved to Paris Auto Speedway, which we could talk about our boy again. Want to take it?
Yeah, another California race. They had a good swing there this weekend. And Aaron Rutzel coming back from getting just domed, man. Just taking that big old rock to the face. And
getting another quick time.
Just dominating it. I was here on the broadcast. This is his track. He loves this track. And,
I think he's undefeated there. And
I wouldn't be surprised.
Something about that racetrack, I don't know if it's I've heard it rubbers down pretty bad, and I'm pretty sure Texas raceways, I think they rubber down quite a bit as well. And so maybe he just feels like he's back at home.
Feels like home,
This is what he's used to, and that's what he did. And Heat 1, Brad Sweet from the pole had that clean air. He took off. Aaron Rutzel started fourth after the quick time, moved up to second. Tanner Holmes started second, and ended up winning it. Got that jump off the start.
Mm.
Austin McCarl, he won from the pole in Heat 3. There's not enough cars for Heat 4, so that we didn't get the infamous Heat 4 mix-up.
Yeah, no.
But we get to the dash, and Aaron Rutzel started third.
Yeah.
And it's his track.
Yeah.
Won the dash.
Boy,
so
could
he got
dash,
he dashed all the way to the start and or to first.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
And then put him on the pole for the A main, and yet again, he was gone. No competition really.
Yeah.
That whole time. I don't know if anyone got close to him outside of the restarts.
Yeah.
It seemed like no one could touch him. So he ended up winning. And then, did you see Tim Kading?
Yeah, I saw that. He spun himself on the opening lap.
I
I'm
was
pretty positive it's turn 2, and I don't think he's a full-time guy either.
Yeah.
I think he was just a local guy.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure on that, but I know the broadcast was talking about him a lot. And it's unfortunate. He spins himself, finishes 15th.
At least which is still a good finish.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Came back from it.
As long as you can finish, gets those points if he is full time.
Yeah.
And then we get to talk about Dason Persley again.
Yeah.
Hopefully, eventually, we can talk some good news on Dason Persley.
Yeah.
But he gets into Robbie Price into turn 4. I don't know if they just didn't see each other. I think one of them turned into the next one.
Yeah.
And Persley actually ended up flipping and ending both his and Robbie Price's night.
Yeah.
On after the restart of Tim Kading, so still the opening lap.
Yeah.
And so hopefully Persley figures it out for the rest of the season. We can get some good news on him. And Cy Lynch also flips on the opening back.
There's 3 opening laps.
3 opening laps. Cy Lynch flips on the straightaway, and then he collects Thornhill. Thornhill he's been looking good, but he just keeps getting caught up in all these wrecks.
Bad luck, man. The wheel and then this.
Yeah, and so hopefully he can get some good karma on his side and start pulling it together.
Yeah.
Lynch was 23rd and Thornhill was 22nd, so I don't even know if that's a finish or that's where they finished. But Tanner Holmes was running 2nd or 3rd, I believe. Started 3rd, and he loses his right rear. I think it just exploded on him with 5 to go. And which is sad to see with him being such a young guy trying to find a full-time team. And that could have been a great night to finish for him.
Definitely.
But with that, I don't even think he finished the race with brought out a caution and only had 5 laps to go.
Yeah. And
after that, Aaron Rutzel, after the restart, took off again. And it's never seen after those 5 laps. Says Holmes finished 21st, but I don't think he did finish. I think they just pulled him in and they ran the last 5 laps. But that was the 4 races for the season so far.
Good start.
Good start.
Except for Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas was fun to watch, but I don't know if I would call it a good start with Aaron Rutzel getting domed and then the fuel issues. The rain. It was just a bad start, but I think they pulled it back in. And it's been an interesting season to watch. I'm ready for the rest of it.
Yeah.
But that's where Clutch Burners itself. We're out of Amarillo, Texas, and our local track here is Route 66 Motor Speedway. And we're planning on being out there, interviewing some of the drivers, getting some information on all of them, checking out the races there. High Limit Sprint Car Series is supposed to be there April 4th. USMTS is supposed to be there as well later this season, I think in October. And I think we're supposed to get some non-wing cars, ASES, and there's another series I think supposed to be coming, is what I've been hearing. But we're planning on being out there for all those. Yeah. And we're interested. We're very sorry, our camera actually died there, and so we're still new at this, trying to learn everything. So just hang tight with us as we figure stuff out. But like I was saying, ASCS is supposed to be coming to Route 66, I believe. That came quite a bit last year. And so hopefully we can see them out there, talk to some of those drivers as well. But if you ever see us at the tracks, or if you're a driver yourself, we want to talk to you. So come talk to us. We can get a lot of community engagement going on. start growing here in Amarillo. Start local is what we like to do. But yeah, hopefully we can get this going. Get a lot of things rolling is what we got planned. We got quite a bit planned. We'll see what happens. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah. Just thank you to everyone who tuned in. This is a work in progress. If you have any suggestions, recommendations for us to do, any questions, we'll even, if someone's got some questions, we'll even answer them.
We'll do a Q&A.
Second episode,
yeah.
Yeah, so just anything you got to say, just leave in the comments, let us know, and thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. As always, pedal to the metal, burn that clutch.